Quizzing has a built-in system for contesting the rulings made by quiz officials. This helps ensure that quizzes are run in a fair and consistent way. Before a quiz begins, each team must designate one quizzer as captain and another as co-captain, notifying the scorekeeper which quizzers were selected. Each team is free to keep these roles permanent or to reassign them between quizzes. If both the captain and the co-captain air out, the team's coach can select another quizzer to act in their place. There is no official difference between the roles of captain and co-captain. Both of them have the same rights and responsibilities when it comes to appeals. Captains or co-captains can appeal a ruling made by the officials if they believe the rulebook has been applied incorrectly, the quizmaster mispronounced a word, or the question that was just asked was invalid. An example of the rulebook being applied incorrectly would be if a quizzer was ruled incorrect while he or she was quoting material that was in context instead of being given a full 30 seconds to answer. An example of an invalid question being asked would be if a question with multiple answers was asked as an interrogative. An appeal must be made immediately after the quizmaster announces a ruling, before the next question begins. To make an appeal, either the captain or co-captain, but not both, stands and addresses the quizmaster, asking to appeal the ruling. No conferring is allowed between the quizzer who makes an appeal and anyone else, either before appealing or after standing up to appeal. If a team calls a timeout immediately after a question, but a captain or co-captain wants to appeal, the appeal is handled before the timeout. A team may also request an explanation of a ruling. However, the quizmaster must first ask if anyone wants to appeal, and no team may appeal after the explanation has been given. The results of an appeal cannot be appealed. The quizzer who initially chose to appeal speaks first, explaining why he or she believes the ruling was incorrect. After that, the captain or co-captain of each of the other teams can provide input, either agreeing or disagreeing with the first quizzer. If one team appeals a ruling on another team's question, the team whose question it was has the right to speak last. It is important that the appeal and the input from the other teams is delivered in a polite and respectful manner. Once all the feedback has been received, the officials reevaluate the ruling based on the quizzer's arguments and decide to either accept or overrule the appeal. If an appeal is accepted, one of two things will happen. If the officials decide to change a ruling, points will be earned or deducted based on the new ruling. If the officials decide the question was invalid, whether because of quizmaster error or bad question writing, the question will be thrown out, and a new question will be asked in place of the invalid one. The replacement question will be the same question number and of the same question type as the one that was thrown out. On the other hand, if an appeal is overruled, the quiz continues on as normal. A team's first overruled appeal has no impact on the team's score. However, a team loses 10 points for each overruled appeal after the first one. This is done to discourage frivolous appeals. Coaches and assistant coaches have the option to place a quiz under review. They can do this if they believe a logistical rule has been broken by the quiz officials, such as not giving the quizzer the full answering time when they should have, or if they believe a ruling on an appeal was incorrect. Reviews are similar to appeals in that they must be called immediately after the question or ruling to which they apply. A coach can confer with his or her assistant coach and vice versa, as well as with any quizzers from the team who are not currently in the quiz, before a review is initiated. During a review, the officials and the coaches from each team meet privately to discuss the issue and come to an agreement. If an agreement is not reached within 10 minutes, the meet director will intervene and decide the outcome. Quizzers are allowed to leave their seats, converse with each other, and interact with the audience during a review. So, In review, each team chooses a captain and co-captain who are responsible for appeals. An appeal is initiated by a quizzer, involves input from each team's captain or co-captain, and results in the officials reconsidering a ruling. On the other hand, a review is called by a coach and results in a private meeting between the officials and coaches to resolve an issue.